Okay, so these are Bose's new ultra open earbuds. And when I first saw these, I'm gonna be honest, I did not know what I was looking at. And my first question was, what are those? And then a bunch of other questions started forming in my head, like how do you put those in your ear? Who are these for? And most of all, why do they have to look like that? So I picked up a pair and I've been using them for a couple of weeks, and I think I have the answers to all those questions. Noise canceling headphones have been getting more and more popular for a long time now, and it's kind of refreshing to see a product that goes basically completely in the opposite direction. Just to kind of give a brief overview of what these are, as the name suggests, they are a pair of very premium open back earbuds, and the design that they chose is all to support making what they believe is the best experience in that realm. And over the past couple of weeks, I found myself enjoying these a lot more than I expected. Like, why would you want a pair of earbuds that are actively designed to let outside noise in? Now, the reason that you would want something like this isn't really immediately apparent. So a few specific examples for me are cooking. Like, sometimes you need to be able to hear the sound of sizzling or alarms on timers. If you're at work and you need to be able to hear if your boss is yelling at you, and this just lets that happen. Like, I didn't realize how nice it was to have something like this until I got them in hand and actually started using them. Now, you may be thinking that a speaker will be able to accomplish most of those things, which is true, but the difference is that these give you privacy, and these give you a very speaker-like experience, but with all the privacy of earbuds. And that was something that I think Bose actually did a really great job with here. Open back headphones are usually very prone to noise leakage. Keep them below like 70% volume. The people around you shouldn't be too bothered, which is awesome. So if you're using them in like a library or something like that while studying, it's very likely the people around you will still be able to hear you. But these are surprisingly good at containing the sound. Okay, so we've gone over why you might want an open back earbud, but then the next question is, why do they have to look like this? And the reason is probably partially for marketing. Like, if you can make something look visually different from the competition, that's usually a good thing. Like, the first time one of my friends saw me wearing those, they just thought I was wearing earrings, which I don't know how I felt about that. The first is that they let sound in a lot better than more traditional open earbuds. Like, when you put these on, there is a very clear and open path for ambient sound to get into your ears with your ear canal completely open. I can hear what's going on around me much more clearly on the Ultra Opens. And even though transparency mode on noise canceling earbuds and headphones has been getting really good lately, you just can't beat having your ears open. Second, you don't really need to worry about having different earbud sizes. Like, it's not a huge deal. Once you find one that works, you just use that, but it's just nice to have one less thing to worry about. And third, not needing to have a seal lets them be much more comfortable. Like, these are without a doubt the most comfortable earbuds that I've ever tried. Bose calls it their cuff-like fit, where the earbud just lightly wraps around the outside of your ear, and it works surprisingly well. Like, for me, the most comfortable earbuds before these were the AirPods Pro. Call me an Apple fanboy if you want, but they just fit my ear the best out of any of the earbuds I've tried. But even those, after about like 3 to 4 hours, my ears would be so sore to the point that I would be dying to take them out. But with these, I wore them for like 6 to 7 hours straight the first time and didn't really have any discomfort. Like, I never really forgot that they were there, but they never got uncomfortable either. They were also surprisingly secure as well. Like, I did my usual head shake test in these and just didn't move an inch. So I feel perfectly comfortable taking these on a run or anything active. One of the downsides I found fit-wise with this interesting design though is that they can be kind of tricky to get into the right position in your ear. But even once you do know how it's supposed to fit, it still takes me a couple of seconds and both hands to get these into the right position. But once they're in, they feel great. These do have one other downside though, and unfortunately it is pretty big, and it's that the sound quality definitely suffers because of this design. And I will preface this section by saying that this problem isn't really just with this earbud. Like, pretty much all open earbuds have this problem, and among open earbuds this definitely is one of the best. But the lack of a seal around your ear and the extra distance this is from your eardrum means that you're kind of sacrificing big time on bass response. And it's kind of sad because you can definitely tell that they put some high quality drivers in here. Like every other part of the sound is great, very clear vocals, a high end that isn't too harsh, and a very impressive soundstage. And even though I'm definitely not a bass head by any means, it still was just a little bit disappointing every time I wore them. And just for fun, I kind of just took the drivers and shoved them a little bit deeper into my ears just to see how they sounded. And when I did that, they sounded great. So you can definitely tell that it's because of the extra distance from your eardrum that they're losing a lot of that power. But there's no way you're going to be doing that when you're actually using these. So I would say definitely the bass is one of the most disappointing parts of the sound. Bose says that they put a lot of work into solving that problem with what they're calling open audio technology, and again, they do sound great for open earbuds, but they still just don't really compare to a good set of sealed earbuds. So even though they're great for background listening, if you're looking for an earbud that you can just really get lost in the music with, you're much better off looking elsewhere, especially considering the price. So this connects to the Bose Music app like most other modern Bose products, and it has all the features that you might expect, like an EQ that's adjustable and a couple of settings, but the main new thing here is immersive audio, which is kind of like Apple's spatial audio, where it'll make the sound kind of feel like it's coming from all around you more. But personally, I'm just not really a fan because it lowers the battery from 7.5 hours to 4.5 hours, and it further reduces the bass response, which is already pretty weak, so I just leave it off. You also get some controls on the earbud in the form of these physical clicky buttons, one on each bud, and they work well enough. Since they're physical buttons, there's no risk of accidental activation, which I really appreciate, but I just really wish there was a way to change the volume on these, because that's usually what I use the on bud controls for the most, apart from play and pause. But other than that, the button feels good and is positioned so it's really easy to find even when you're doing something active like running, which I really appreciate. The case is also a lot smaller than previous Bose earbuds, which is great because I think it's now actually at a size where it's comfortably pocketable, and is only slightly thicker than the AirPods Pro case that I kind of see as the gold standard for case size. But I do have to dock some points because there is no wireless charging. I wireless charge pretty much everything, so it was really disappointing and inconvenient for me not to have it on here, especially given the price point. I feel like it should be a default feature. But yeah, that's pretty much the overview of the earbuds. And finally, to answer the question of who do I think these are for? To me, these seem like they're aimed squarely at the AirPods everywhere kind of person. Like, we all know that one person that wherever they're going or whatever they're doing, they're always wearing a pair of AirPods. And this is, in my opinion, kind of a better version of that in a lot of ways. They are more comfortable, have a much longer battery life, which if you're wearing these all day actually does matter a lot, and have a much better sound quality. The only reservations I have about recommending this is that even though there are a lot of situations where you want to be able to hear the ambient sounds around you, there are just as many, maybe more, that you really don't. Like when you're on an airplane or at the gym where they play bad music really loud. And in those situations, these are terrible. And I think that's why active noise canceling earbuds have been becoming so popular. And at least with a pair of noise canceling buds, you have the option of just taking one earbud out. So you get most of the same benefits of having open earbuds, but with all the flexibility of having the active noise cancellation available if you do need it. So I think these are most useful for somebody who already has a pair of noise canceling earbud and would just kind of want to use these as a secondary pair that they would use in those specialized circumstances. Like, I think these are great for people with roommates or neighbors and have thin walls. It almost feels like you're listening to music on speakers, but you don't have to worry about bothering the people around you. But at $300, you have a lot of other options, so you'd really need to want that feature. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know if you guys pick a pair of these up, but thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Completely open and free of obstruction. Oh my goodness. Completely open and free of obstructions. With your ear canal, With your ear canal, with your open and free of obstructions, with your ear canal completely open.